um, from the tiny little studio on this tiny little Greek island. I have not been in here at all today or yesterday. I have not done any kind of painting or anything in my studio area at all. But I wanted to come on and, just kind of hook up and see if anybody was going to show up. And yeah, so it's a cloudy, cold kind of day. I am focused on other things. My daughter is back and she is starting her new job today. So I was spending most of my time being a mom, even though I don't need to be a mom anymore because she's 25. But she'll be leaving for the States in a couple weeks. So enjoying I'm enjoying spending my time with her and, doing those mom things that I guess I'll probably never stop doing if I make it to 80 and, they're much older with their own families, I'll still mother them. I think it's a common thing. I think it's a common thing. So I have not been in the studio all day. And now that I've come in here to do these evening musings, I'm thinking it is so nice to be in here. It is. It's nice to come in. And, about the creativity thing, just coming in and doing, these musings with you is a way for me to reconnect back to my purpose and my focus here and, the things that I want to do in here. I have my sheep painting up there who is, my poor sheep is just waiting so patiently and saying, all right, okay, all right. When are you going to work on me? And I don't know if I'll be able to do it today, like I said, but it is what it is, and I'm not going to bash myself over the head, which I'm pretty good at doing. I'm pretty good at it. And just coming in here and sitting and feeling the movement of creativity. So I got this great comment uh, in the I believe on my last YouTube video when I'm talking about creativity, when I go in and actually go through the whole creative process, as if creativity is up there, out there in the field, and it comes through us, and then we create something, whether if it's a clean kitchen or, doing, I don't know, picking up the garbage. It doesn't matter what it is. Everything that we do, every single thing that we do is an act of creativity. And it's not just with painting. But I use this idea that we connect to an idea, we become aware of an idea, we imagine it, we visualize it, we communicate it in some way. And if we really want to go with the idea, then we bring it down into the physical and we pull it through. We get our paints ready, we put the canvas up, we start painting, and then we're in the second chakra area and we're painting it, and then we finish the painting. There it is. It has been manifested. That creativity, that creative thought has been manifested into the world. And this person was saying that for her, and she's an artist, so she says, for me, there are no creative blocks. Because creativity is always there. I agree fully. And she was also saying that it's not coming from outside. It's already in us, and it just kind of wells up and fills you up. And I agree with that as well. So I had put off answering this person. Hi, if you're watching. I really enjoyed thinking about what you had said and how you brought it forth. Like it's just always there. It just comes up. It's everywhere. And yes, I agree with all of that. I do, and that is how I feel it as well. Everything. It's the creativity is like it's just there. It's just there, and it's a matter of if we use it or not. And I agree with that as well. So we're not really too far off on our thinking about creativity. The process of it, how I define the process of creativity differs from the way that you understand creativity. So for me, like I always say, right? I mean, if you're breathing, you are a creative being, and that is basically in tune with what you said, with what this person said. I don't know how to put it up, right? But it's on my latest video in the comments. And she was saying that she kind of disagrees with my that creativity comes from outside and comes through us, as if we were a channel, a glass, something that you pour water that isn't in the glass and you're pouring it in, and that is creativity. And yeah, I get that. And if that's the idea that you got from what I was saying, then I have well, I haven't said it very well then, and will take what you have said and bring it more into my my structure of how I understand creativity, because I do believe that we are in this world. We are in this world, and it's us, right? This is my body. These are the limits of my body, my physical body. But I'm also connected to the outer world. I'm connected to it, even though like I'm not this cutout figure that is in this world. I'm a part of the world. The air that I'm breathing comes in and goes out, and another creature or plant or something is somehow affected by my movements and my being here. So we're all interconnected. That's just the way that I see it. So for me, creativity is both inside and outside of us. Obviously, it can almost feel like it comes bubbling up from your cells. And I would say, yeah, absolutely. That's what it feels like. But I also think that it is kind of a channeling inward, because if you follow your thought processes, right? When you become aware that you want to understand, that you want to do something, you want to paint this painting, you're aware of it, you think about it, you somehow communicate it, even if it's just in your mind, you are you're limiting everything down to get it to a place where you can work with it. And so it was interesting for me to spend the weekend on that comment, on your comment, if you're here watching. And I really appreciated it, because it really got me thinking about, am I missing something out? Because I also believe that we all experience creativity in our own way. There's not one cut and dried way to be creative or to believe about creativity and how we perceive creativity. I mean, I have my very, very, very best friend who thinks that she doesn't have any creativity at all, and she does. She's filled with it. She's not an artist. She's not drawing, but she writes. And it's not just writing; it's everything that she does, and it's just the way that I understand creativity. And I really don't think that it belongs to a few of us. I think it's everywhere. It belongs to all of us, and that is why I say, if you're breathing, you are a creative being. So those have been my thoughts. I've been sitting with that one for the weekend and just kind of, thinking about it and wanting to come and talk about it. So, I mean, I would love to hear your ideas. What do you think? Again, I'm going to keep putting that out there and just get different people's perspectives on how creativity works. And when you're in your tiny little studios, hey, how are you? It's afternoon here. It's afternoon. How are you? Oh my goodness, been a while. So nice to see you. I'm talking about creativity, Stewie. So I would like to know, I really do want to know how, how do you process your creativity? How do you understand creativity? How does that creative energy embrace you? How do you develop it? What is it that works for you? And if you remember, I have like this, kind of like coming down like this great, immense, infinite creative energy. Like creativity is just always there, and we just need to siphon it down so that we can put it into a painting and put it out into the world. That's, if you haven't seen, I did my last video here was pretty much on that, and I kind of really get into the into the details of it. But I'm just so curious on how people process their own creativity and use what they know in your tiny little studio when you come in to create something. So nice to have you here. My goodness. I hope you are well. They do. I hope you are well. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Well put, so many ideas, but have to be in a good place mentally to develop. Yeah, I know. But if you think about it and you want to like get in touch with me, just like, I would love to hear. I really would love to hear how different people process this incredible creative energy. I remember Elizabeth Gilbert was speaking, and I can't remember if it was in her book, Big Magic, or if it were somewhere else. Thank you. Being woke. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. So Elizabeth Gilbert, who, for anybody who doesn't know her, right, wrote Eat, Pray, Love, which I just love that book. I thought it was great. I kind of connect with her way of seeing the world. So especially that book worked for me very well. And I think I either saw a video of her talking about this, but she was saying how, the creative muse, like we have this idea, and from the ancient Greeks, we have this idea of creativity as being a muse, is outside of us. And if creativity comes to us, if this creative muse decides to bless us with their presence and give us, the inspiration or an idea, and we latch onto it, then we can pull it through. And that's how I always believed creativity worked. Like you would have those days, months, and even years of doing nothing because that there was no creativity anywhere. You were not inspired, this, that, and the other thing. And she was saying in this talk, I think, although I could be wrong, somebody correct me if you know, I think it was about Emily Dickinson being out in the fields. Maybe it was Mary Oliver, but but being out and like suddenly she would feel creativity coming in the distance, right? And it was coming through. And she would drop everything and run as fast as she could back home and into her space, into her room. And creativity was just coming through. And if she could latch on to the tail of that creative energy and bring it through her to write down what this creative energy was about, then she had a poem. And I mean, wow, right? When you think about it that way, wow, I can just like sit in my studio, and then when the creative energy comes, rush in, throw my paints on the palette, get up there and start painting and like try and capture that creativity. And I really did think that that's how it worked, but I guess I don't anymore. Now, I somehow believe that energy, creativity, is always there. And if it's coming from outside to me, whatever. Or if it's coming from within me, whatever. Doesn't matter, right? But let's say that there is creativity as something that is much greater than we are. And if we pull it through, right, and we know the pathway of how we can manifest it, how we can bring it into this physical reality that we're all in, I think it can be really helpful for artists, for anybody, in fact. I think it can be really helpful to understand how that works in you and through you. So yeah, that's why I'm so interested in how people experience their own creativity. What does it mean? And I want to talk to you. I do. I would love to sit down and talk with you. In my case, the creativity is always there. I just have to be in a place to do something with it. That's, yeah. I agree with you there. That's pretty much how I feel. And then if I take that idea of creativity and put it with the 7 different chakra areas. And I bring in the chakras not because I'm a chakra type person, although I did study yoga for many, many, many years. So I am kind of that kind of person. But these areas, these centers in our body, which your process is like, in these areas, like we can get blocked, and like we block ourselves from the creativity. Like today, I had absolutely no creativity and just totally blocked. But I was doing other things which I was not blocked in, and that are also creative acts. Making coffee for my daughter. It's something as simple as that can be in that process, can be a creative act. And so I just think of it that way. There are places that I get blocked and I know where I'm at. And I know that I'm the type of person, and I've always been this way. Doesn't mean I'm going to stay that way, but I've always been this way. Like I can get everything ready. Like I'm going to go out on stage and play my part, act out the the character that I have been studying and reading and memorizing. I do all of it backstage, and then I get to stepping out on the stage, and I don't step out. Like, I want to step out on the stage and do it, but I don't step out on the stage. I don't actually get on stage under the light in front of people to mess up, to be, to make a mistake, to forget my lines, whatever it is that I'm. And so I can just close up behind backstage and not step out onto, right out in the center. And I think that's my block, and it's the block here in the solar plexus area, according to the chakras, right? And that has been my lifelong thing. So I think that creativity is deeply within us. It's everywhere. It's in all of our cells. It's in our it's in everything that we are. And it also is a process that tends to start up here and, narrows down into, a painting of some sort, like my little sheep, which you can't see very well, but it's coming along. And so when I understand it that way, then I know what's going on, and I know what I need to do to counteract that blockage, because a block isn't from creativity or from that creative muse or that creative energy coming along and passing through the field, right? And if I catch it in time, I'll be able to latch on to it and formulate my words beautifully into a fabulous poem. However we view that part of the creative cycle, the creativity, I mean, probably doesn't matter. It has a lot more to do with understanding how creativity works through you. So yeah, I am really interested in getting together with people and talking about your process. What works for you? What does a creative block mean to you? Why is creativity important? And yeah. So if you guys are, I would love to hear, like, comment, let me know what you think. And, let's just kind of talk about it for a little bit. Maybe we'll do a tiny studio, big ideas kind of thing, interview on the creative process. So with that, you guys, I am going to get out. Evening is upon us, and I will be back again, hopefully tomorrow. Have a beautiful, beautiful day wherever you are, and take care. Bye.